We're back for another brand new episode of the Physics Podcast, and today I have a awesome guest, but we're doing something a little different. Now, I know I've talked to my co-host here, or guest, whatever you want to say. We haven't replaced Brett, so people don't freak out.
Not replacing.
This is not an emergency fucking, abandoned ship. You know what I'm saying? But my comrade here, we talked about doing something a little different, and we're gonna do things a little bit different here on this episode. We're gonna go on a deep end in regards to Marvel, maybe talk a little tech here and there, but just whatever comes our way. But with me, I got a good friend of mine by the name of Matt. So welcome to the podcast, dude.
Good to be here, man. Good to be here,
man. So we're both Marvel heads, and I know we've had our conversations, off air, talking about just with everything that's going on with Marvel, from Loki, WandaVision, the new Black Widow movie that just dropped not too long ago, that I know you haven't seen, right? Just so I don't spoil anything. You haven't seen it yet, right?
Don't spoil it. I got to watch it, yeah.
Okay, so let that be the first thing we're going to talk about today, just because
I'm going to pay that $30 Disney Plus.
Oh, right. Dude. So tell me how that works. Let's talk about that. So $30 monthly, but you get access to the new movies that are going to come out on Disney Plus, or how does that work? Explain to me. I mean, you know probably more than I do.
I've never done it, but I believe it's per movie. So what they say is you have a family of 4 on average.
Okay.
So they're just guessing, well, movie tickets are what, 10, 15 bucks?
10, 15 bucks, yeah.
Probably 15. So I think they just give you the option now if you want to watch it at home, not go to the theaters. But no, that's what I thought too. I'm like, oh, $30 for like all the new movies? No.
Or like a monthly base subscription. And if whenever a movie comes out, you have access to watch it.
I could be wrong because I haven't done it, but I'm 99% sure it's per movie.
Wow. So they're playing like that. So, okay, we're talking about...
And it'll still come out later.
So
you just got to wait. Like Black Widow, I think, doesn't come out till like October for free on Disney+.
For free, right? Okay. So here's where it gets interesting, though. So now they're playing that game where obviously it's more of a convenience. You can watch it straight at the comfort of your own home, or you pay for the experience, which is go out to the movies and watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's going to appeal to a lot of people, I think. For me, I had to watch it in theaters because I like going to the movies, doing that whole thing. But I mean, let's face it, right? It gets pretty spendy when we're talking snacks, drinks, all that stuff. It racks up. I mean, you're going to spend more than $50 on a good day, guaranteed, right?
So I think 30 is not terrible.
So exactly. Right now, it's going to appeal to a lot of people where shit, I can just watch it from my house, pay that $30, and boom, it's on my TV.
And I get why they do it. Yeah, and they recoup some of the money, like Disney or whoever's doing it. I mean, in this case, Disney, they recoup some of the money because they get it. Not nearly as many people are going to the movie, so
especially with COVID.
It sucks because you want to watch a movie and you don't want to spend the 30. You already spend the monthly with Disney Plus. But I get it. I get why they're doing it. They're like, here's a choice. You don't have to go to the theater, but
definitely. I mean, they're gonna make their money, man. I mean, I think that's a power play for them.
You know what they're doing.
But then again, it's like, do you think this poses a threat to the theater companies out there, like Regal, AMC? I mean, Regal and AMC are the same, right?
No, competitors.
Oh, they're different.
Oh yeah,
they're different.
Direct competitors. Those are the two.
Yeah. They are
the two big ones that I know of. Yeah.
So, do you think it's going to pose a threat to them? Like, it's going to knock down their sales, or is this something good for them, as in the sense of being competitive?
They probably don't love it, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I guarantee.
But the movie companies, I mean, the people making the movies, like Disney, MGM, whoever, they got to do something.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I bet the movie theater companies do not love it.
Oh, dude, I know and especially during the times where we were on lockdown, right? I mean, they lost a lot of money at that point. Fuck, it was almost for like a year where you couldn't really go watch a movie because they were closed down, right? And then they slowly started opening them up to limited capacity, and then went from there. But I would feel like that definitely took a toll on their pockets. And I mean, I think they were shutting down for a good while. They were shutting some Regals down, right?
Just like in general, you mean?
Just in general, right?
I think I'm sure they have. I'm sure they. I don't remember hearing about that, but I'm sure they did. Absolutely.
It's going to get crazy. I think now we're stepping into a new world in regards to just streaming, right? Like everything is going to be pretty much at the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere. Just stay home. Do it from there. So
that's what I don't think it's bad. I mean, again, movie theater companies, I'm sure hate it, but it gives an extra option. Exactly. So it's not that terrible.
For sure.
The price isn't insane. I mean, $30.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Definitely. I mean, for me, I'd rather just spend those more 30 to go to the movies and
I would
actually go watch it. So
I'm like you. I like the experience. I agree.
Good man.
But what's up with the AMC Regal? They don't have enough money saved up for the $47 popcorn and $52 large drink.
Oh man, I'll be real.
I don't have enough money from that.
Oh dude. Are we taking jabs here? I feel like you're taking jabs at
I
somebody.
mean, a little bit. It's
Oh
crazy.
shit! Just call them out. Fuck it, dude.
The
This is your
ticket
platform too,
ticket
right
prices, the
here.
ticket price is already so much, and then it's like spending double that on the food for one
That's fucking
person.
true. I think like one hot dog equals out to be like 10, 15 bucks,
It's
which is
crazy.
like a little tiny thing of like, seriously,
Yeah.
Costco has those big boys, a buck, and you get a drink. I mean, come
You just
on,
gotta
man.
get creative on sneaking it in.
Oh, dude, for real. I mean, fucking a whole meal inside my wife's freaking purse, dude.
There you
So,
go.
I mean, can't hurt, right? But no, it's crazy. No, it is crazy. I mean, prices. I mean, I think at that point, if they really want to fucking hone down a little bit, work on those prices. But again, that's how they're gonna make a little bit of more of their money, right? So
Yeah,
I
I've
don't know.
heard that movie companies, like the studios making the movies, do charge a lot. So I don't really know how that works. Like, I don't know the dynamic of like if the movie companies dictate the
Yeah.
price that the theaters have to pay to get the movies, or vice versa, or if it's somewhere in between. So I'm sure there's something to that too.
Oh yeah, for sure, most definitely. But so we were talking about Black Widow. I mean,
Yeah,
okay. One thing I have to
haven't seen
admit,
it.
I'm not
No
gonna
spoilers.
spoil anything for anybody that's freaking out. This is not a spoiler.
Don't
I'm
do
not,
it.
No, I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I will say this, right? And it's something that's been in the back of my head, and I feel like other podcasts and just and within the interwebs, right? They were touching bases on this, and I have to agree. I feel like the delay from before all this COVID mess started happening, them delaying the movie, it kind of killed the hype on it. And let me explain why. Because
I can
I
see.
feel they were doing it, they're doing things a certain way where the shows are going to connect to the movies, right?
Mhm.
And I think they did kind of mess up on some of the on a few parts to where they said initially Black Widow was supposed to release or Black Widow was supposed to show some things that would connect to the Winter Soldier and the Falcon. So
Ah,
that kind of threw it off a little bit, and I have to agree, it did in a way. And really, when I was watching the movie, I was like, I don't know, I feel like I would have been more hyped to see this if it came out when initially was supposed to come out. So, and I still enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. There were some things where I can say, to hardcore Marvel fans, I'm just gonna consider me like a casual Marvel fan. Like I've been following it, like the movies in general. When Iron Man came out, like the first
that's how
Iron Man movie came out,
I read
it
some
just
comics, but I'm more
yeah,
just movies. Yeah, same.
exactly right. So, but I can say that there's some things that they did kind of change in the movie to I don't know. They just changed a few things where they didn't follow anything in regards to the comics, right?
Mm.
But overall, in the grand scheme of things, I was just kind of more like, damn, like I don't know, like I was
You
stoked
think
to see it, but not as excited as I think I should have been. If it would have came out last year when it was
I
supposed to.
agree. I think
You
they had
know?
to scramble because
Oh,
like
dude, yeah, for
when they didn't
sure.
know if stuff was going to close, and then it did, and they're like, well, we expected to make X amount of money for the next water movies, 2 3
Yeah,
months or so at most,
yeah,
like in the theaters, and
and
then now they're
also,
getting zero income or
yeah,
revenue or whatever.
dude.
So
So
it's logistically it's tough to have to plan all that because Marvel, they're great at like what's the dude's name, Kevin Feige, just
Kevin
planning stuff
Feige.
out in advance. So when all of a sudden you're like, just kidding, we got to stop everything. No one can go watch this movie, and because I don't even know, was Disney Plus out at the time?
uh,
I think it just started,
it just started around that time.
but I don't think they had like the $30 subscription thing. So I don't even think they
No, they
knew
didn't. They
that was
didn't.
going to be like an option. They probably just came up with that as an alternative and stuff. So do you
Yeah.
think they changed it? Meaning like they post edited Black Widow?
I
Do you
don't
think it's
think they.
different from what was going to be released
I
or
think
no?
they did mention that they did change a few things to kind of follow that narrative of like, okay, well, we have to do something now since this whole pandemic is happening. I think they did have to adjust, and I think they did mention that.
Or I mean, in reference to the Winter Soldier and stuff like that.
I think they kept the post credit scenes the same,
Okay.
if I remember reading correctly. But again, don't call me, people, don't hang me. But no, I forgot what I was gonna say. No, but they pushed it back a few times too. It wasn't just
Yeah.
once where they pushed Black Widow. They pushed it like I think around 3 or 2 times.
That's why
Where
I thought it
they,
was like delayed for a couple months or something like that. And then they're
yeah,
like, just kidding, we have to delay it. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
like almost like a full year. I'm like, God dang, dude, this is crazy. But
Yeah.
no, man, but it was bound to happen. Obviously, at that point in time where they were delaying a bunch of movies, I mean, it was bound to happen. So it's like we have to wait now. And so now we're in 2021 where, I mean, we got done with WandaVision. We just got done with Loki. And then Black Widow obviously came out in the midst of Loki while it was still going on with its 6 episodes, I believe. But all in all, I just wanted to say about Black Widow, it's a good movie. Go watch it. I enjoyed it. I I really can't bash it all the way. I've just seen some reviews that people were just really going balls deep and like, downplaying it, or just like not saying it wasn't as good as what they thought. That's kind of how I got it. Kind of understood.
Could have been
what they
too
were
much
trying to say.
anticipation, kind of like you said. Like they're used to
Probably.
waiting because Marvel's good at that timing, where like a new Marvel something is
Boom, it
coming out
hits.
every other month or something like that. And now they had to wait basically over a year from when they thought. Yeah,
I feel like that contributed a little bit. The fact that people had to wait, and I mean, I can't blame them, but at the same time, I mean, I still went and saw it. I took it for what it is. It's important for me because now I want to follow the storyline to see what ties in after that movie. See what I'm saying? So it's an important piece of the puzzle.
some people are too critical though, to be honest.
Oh
Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, but
I'm
there's
sure I'll
some.
love it. Like
Oh
there's
yeah,
there's definitely Marvel movies that I like better than others, but I don't think there's any that have been like trash. And some people just like to trash things. Like I remember this is different, but still like a different universe. But I remember Star Wars, Jar Jar Binks. So many
okay.
people losing their minds on
Yes.
how it ruined the movies, and I'm like, it was like a silly character, and he wasn't my favorite, but it doesn't like ruin like all the new movies.
It's like you just completely throw in the fucking trash,
Yeah,
can't move on. I get
it wasn't
it.
even like a main part. He just, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's funny when people are like, nope, it's the worst movie ever. I hate
Just
it.
because of that one character.
One stupid little thing. Yeah. So I bet it's
That's
like similar with
funny.
Black Widow. I haven't
That's
seen it,
funny.
but I bet it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'll bet I'll like it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I really want to, it's hard not to dive into it because you haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil it for you, of course, with all respect. So that's one
I
thing I
love the
want to get out
cast.
there.
I love
Yeah. I
Scarlett
want,
Johansson, David. I think his name's David Harbour, the main
oh,
guy, the dad, I think.
yeah,
The
yeah,
guy
yeah,
from
yeah,
Stranger
yeah.
Things.
Yeah. What's it?
Yeah,
What's the character he played? Oh, I'm so stupid. I already forgot. The Red Guardian, the Red Guardian, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, the Red Guardian. We'll go with that. Fuck it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Sue me. No, but
I haven't seen it.
he did good. He did good. No, he did good in that. I actually
I just
he
love
was
him in
good.
Stranger Things, so I think
His
he's gonna be
performance
good.
was good. Definitely,
Yeah.
I could say he was funny. But that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Jumping into this little new segment we're trying to do. But okay, Loki and how it ended, and
No,
all 6 episodes. Did you
no.
like it from beginning to end?
Yeah, I mean, I like some episodes better than others, but
Yeah,
overall, it was great. Like, I actually like these little Marvel things like that, Winter Soldier, or Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked WandaVision.
one
I
division.
I just they're kind of like a whole movie chopped up into little
Pieces,
mini
little pieces.
seasons. So
Yeah,
not like a full. I mean, it is a full season. I guess some more like 8 episodes. It just felt short. I'm used
yeah.
to like. I mean, it depends on the series. Some episodes go 8, but I'm used to like 10 or more
Oh,
episodes.
dude, way more. Yeah, definitely.
But and then
You
some
know,
of them I think don't get a sequel. Like WandaVision, I think does not get a sequel.
no, they
I
don't.
don't think Loki was either, and I think just recently they changed their minds because it got such good
Good
like
feedback on it.
reviews and feedback. Yeah,
Um, I'll say this, man.
but I like it. I like where they're going.
They're so creative in how they're gonna do these things, mashing them up to where they're gonna lead into the big movies, right? And just a really quick touch on WandaVision. It was almost like, so that show was good. I enjoyed it, but it was one of those like it was a show. It was like a slow burning candle. It
Yeah.
started building up to where like
Oh, the first
the,
couple were bad, not great.
the
I
first, yeah.
didn't hate them, but it was just like, why am I watching like an alternative I Love Lucy?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, for
this
me,
is
it was
weird.
more like I want to see the action. I want to see like
Yeah,
some cool, like something we haven't seen before, right? Like in the sense of talking about more about her storyline as a character, right?
yeah.
But we got little moments where it was so hyped. Like, for example, if anybody that hasn't watched it by now, you're living under a rock. When Quicksilver, like, from when the character from Fox, when they owned it, like X-Men, Quicksilver first popped up, everybody lost their mind when that shit happened. Because they're like, now that Fox stole the rights to those characters to Disney, it's like
You're
now
talking, you're talking
uh
Ultron, Quicksilver,
no, not Ultron's,
MCU.
but the one in
The one.
Apocalypse and
Oh, yeah,
Days of
yeah,
Future Past.
yeah,
So yeah, so when that happened, when they brought the character in, I was like, holy shit, we're gonna see the X-Men now. That's what I thought originally, right? But
yeah.
I think they played it out to be where it was just he was just a person uh
I
in
remember.
her in her universe, or her alternate universe, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That was her brother, right? And but I applaud how they did it. They put it in, like they made it feel right, like it
Yeah.
made sense, right? So
Well,
but
the whole
overall,
Fox thing makes it tricky
yeah,
because
definitely
you have
does.
like, especially stuff like that, like you have the same character but like different versions of the character.
Exactly,
I liked both.
exactly.
I thought this WandaVision one and the one in the, like you're talking, the Fox X-Men was
Hmm.
funnier. I like
Hmm.
him better. Evan Peters, I think his name is, the
Yeah.
actor. But yeah,
No,
they did a good job with it. I agree. They mixed it in without getting crazy, but
confusing.
yeah,
Exactly. No, and I think, like I said, just go to top it off. WandaVision itself was kind of like a slow burning candle series, but I enjoyed it. Obviously, I did enjoy it. Now we move on to what is it? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They did awesome with that too.
I like that.
The
Yeah.
build up and the hype to where they created a sick storyline falling through where they added a twist where I forgot the homegirl's name, the one that was working with them, but we ended up finding out that she's actually working for the other side. She was like the big bad in that series. I forgot her
Oh
name.
yeah, I can't remember her name either. The blonde girl, the one that was like in Captain America.
Yes.
That was like in his apartments, but then ended up being like a shield.
Yeah, she's like a shield
agent.
undercover. Her next door neighbor, she was keeping tabs on him and all that.
Yeah.
She had a little thing for Captain America too. That was like his side piece.
It's America's ass, dude. I can't blame her.
No, but no, but see stuff like that, right? They're doing a really good job on these stories where I honestly had my doubts, only because when Agents of Shield came out, I wasn't too interested in it. But then
See, I watched all of them, but I will tell you what you tell me. What was your opinion of that show in general?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you just saw what? Just a little bit?
It just never really caught my attention. Like that's what I'm saying.
It's different. It's not like MCU. That's I know what you're saying. MCU has its own feel and it's all connected really well. And
I feel like that's what I needed to hear. Like, okay, you need to kind of watch these episodes or watch this show in general because it's gonna tie into the bigger picture. I never really got that from that show. That's why I was never really drawn to it. But it's almost like, what was I gonna say? Oh, man, I lose my train of thought. I apologize, people, for watching. It was almost like also too the Mutants. Remember that Fox TV show? They released a show called The Mutants. It's the same thing. It's Marvel based, but it doesn't tie in with the movie or MCU. A show? No, it's a show. It's called The Mutants.
Mutants.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I think it's called The Mutants. And then also the Inhumans too. It was originally going to be the movie.
Yeah, I remember that
movie, and then they made it a show, and it flopped. It was
kind of like, I only watched like a part of like a couple of those. I was kind of see those to me, Inhumans or even Agents of Shield. I liked Agents of Shield, but I know what you're saying. It's kind of like they're kind of like a smaller. It's almost just like a regular TV show.
Yeah,
that happens to have some of those characters.
Exactly.
It doesn't really feel like. Whereas these newer ones, we're talking about Loki, WandaVision, whatever. Those are all literally feel like the MCU.
Oh, dude,
but in TV series form.
Yeah, it has the feel, it has the vibe, the same vibe as like what you would expect. Like I took it in almost as I was watching the movie. Like, oh shit,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was gonna say 100%.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed them.
A couple months, versus hour and a half, 2 hour movie. Yep,
definitely. So with that being said, just with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I love that they did the storyline. How now it kind of paints a bigger picture and kind of puts like a question mark of who is a homegirl working for, what I'm saying, since she's now working for the good side, obviously. And then we also got that post-credit scene of what I think is going to be a recruitment of a new team, which they call the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers, the one that meets up with they still call him the new Captain America, but she comes as like she's almost like a female version of Nick Fury. I'm just gonna say it out there.
I remember it's like what's her name? Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes,
it's the girl from Seinfeld. Yeah, but yeah, she comes in. Yeah.
Oh, okay, damn, I don't know that.
I didn't watch Seinfeld that much, but I know that's for her for sure. Elaine from Seinfeld.
Man, you taught me something new.
Yeah, but she comes in at the end and talks to
the new
Captain America or whatever he is. Yeah. And then gives him a business card and they talk in the courtroom or after that or whatever. Yeah.
So I'll say this. I know you haven't seen Black Widow. So, and I'm like containing myself to tell you because it's like, you have to keep I'm saying people, you have to keep track of these little things because they're going to, it's going to be something massive. And I think, I just think she's recruiting people. I'll just say that. And they're talking about the Thunderbolts being introduced or the Dark Avengers because she's already shown up in that. I think that's the only part we've seen her so far, that you've seen her so far, right?
That's the only time
Okay. So, then we go to Loki now. We're moving on to Loki. We'll put a pause on that.
My favorite one.
Your favorite one?
I liked WandaVision, but I agree with Slow. I don't know. I just like Loki a lot. And I like Owen Wilson. I just like the cast.
Oh, yes, that's right, dude. And I want to speak on that. Wow. The chemistry they both had as characters, it was so awesome, dude. It was so awesome. It was like, it made me feel like he was Loki, I forgot the actor's name too. I'm a forgetful person when it comes to names.
Who, Loki?
Loki, what's his
I
name?
got you. Tom
Tom
Middle
Hiddleston.
Middle
Tom Hiddleston. Tom
Hiddleston?
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it almost reminds me of Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn when they were in Wedding Crashers. Kind of like
Yes.
that same vibe, like they were going on. It was similar to that, but in the MCU format. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Just the back and forth and how Loki just, you see him turn like he's not this evil prince trying to take over, and be the king of whatever. And we see a new side of him, like he evolves as a character. And it's like the way they're doing this is just awesome. Like that's one thing that I know they're doing so right over there at Marvel Studios. And Kevin Feige, dude, he's a powerhouse right now. He has the right people in the right positions, writing these storylines to where if they keep this theme going, dude, successful franchise till fucking God knows when. So
Forever, yeah.
It's I enjoyed it too. It's hard for me to say if it was my favorite one, but so far I'm enjoying all of them. I'll say that. So far I'm happy. I'm a happy camper with what I'm seeing. But
I'm a little bummed that we didn't get to see Owen Wilson on a jet ski.
Oh yes.
But that's okay. There's more. There's another season that could still happen.
But how do you think? Okay, so fast forward.
Yeah.
How do you think it ended? Like, what was your initial thought at the very end when we got to see He Who Remains? And again, if you haven't seen it by now, we're gonna drop fucking on this one, especially on this specific topic. We're gonna drop spoilers left and right.
So wreck this.
So what'd you think though initially? What'd you think?
I liked it. I liked the actor, Jonathan Majors. I've seen him in a couple other things. So good choice. Okay. I don't know that much about King the Conqueror and the comics or that kind of stuff. I know you've told me a little bit about him, and some other friends have like a tiny bit. So I don't know that much about that whole storyline, to be honest. But I kind of liked what they did because they kind of introduced him for just a tiny bit, but then set up huge like ripples or what could happen down the road.
Yes. So I want to say that they actually introduced Jonathan Majors to be the character. So for me, it wasn't most quite a surprise on who he was in a sense of like who's this actor, right? Portraying he who remains, because that's what they're going by. They're not really calling him quote unquote King the Conqueror yet. But they leaked that he was going to play a major role, and everybody was speculating that he was going to be King the Conqueror, and sure enough, it's coming to be that, right? Yeah. So I honestly was surprised that they did that. I was really surprised because a villain at that magnitude, I would feel like they would introduce him maybe in, I don't know, it would have to be a big movie name, maybe like in Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that,
Because this is supposed to be the new Thanos, right?
Supposedly. Now, they're saying it is, but I would be okay if he was, only because in the comics, he is a pretty powerful character. And I'll go a little into that, explaining on why he's kind of a threat to the new Avengers that we're going to see down the road here, or the Fantastic Four, whoever you want to call it. Just our team of superheroes, right? That we're going to see on the big screen.
God, another Fantastic Four.
So,
that's a whole other thing. I'll let you finish this first.
Yeah, no, but I would be okay if he was.
Yeah.
They could pull a 180 and make it seem like he's one of the main villains and be somebody else, but I think he is going to be the one. That's my opinion. I think he is going to go into that. If anybody else thinks differently, definitely leave comments down below on this video on who you think is going to be the next main villain for the next couple of years in phase 4 and 5. But I was really surprised they pulled him out on this. And I think his intro on just like pretty much, at the end when he said, "I'll see you soon," I think that was a fucking bar. I got like chills, like, holy shit. I'm like, oh my God, like this is going to be an introduction to someone that you don't know who you're fucking with, but you're going to find out. Because that's pretty much what he said. Like,
and there could be multiple, right?
Well, that's the thing. Now we know there's alternate versions of variants, right? Of these characters.
Which is like crazy to think about.
Kang the Conqueror is going to be the mega omega of omegas. That's the dude that's like ready, can manipulate time, and just for his own benefit, he's going to wreak havoc. And obviously at the end of the final episode of season 1 of Loki, the fear in Loki's eyes when he saw the statue, that's King the Conqueror. I would want to say officially that's the statue of him with the iconic suit and everything, but without the helmet.
Oh yeah.
Because it is a suit that he wears. So King the Conqueror, pretty much, just to break it down, I did a little bit of studying this on Readies and Prep, so I can tell you people, lovely people watching this, kind of a little brief synopsis of who Kang really is. And he's a descendant of Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, aka Mr. Fantastic. He's a descendant of him in an alternate universe. His name is Nathaniel Richards, who was also like this scientist
Oh,
once
I
upon
did
a
read
time,
something about this, like in the year 29 or something like that.
something like that. So I think it was in the past or something like that. But he's the one that he explains he found there was alternate universes stacked one on top of the other. So that's what he says. You're gonna meet. There's variants. Know what does he say? He's like, you. I've been called many different names throughout time,
Yeah.
and that's because he's been going down, the timeline. And he was a pharaoh at one point. Um, he was he was actually Iron Lad at one point, like an Iron Man, a version of Iron Man.
Huh.
Dude, it's crazy. Like in the comics, it explains all this. And go out there and do your Googles and look it up. But dude, it's going to set up something massive. And I think we're going to get a taste of that from my prediction in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania. We're going to see like a dose of who Kang is, and it's going to lead on further than that. But power move. I salute for Marvel Studios for actually introducing him in a small, like I say, small degree type of show, but it's going to
Oh,
lead to something
100%.
massive. You know
Like
what I'm
instead
saying?
of leaving them to like a big movie, just yeah.
So, but I applaud them for that. I think they did a phenomenal job introducing him to that, and then just leaving it to where Loki is like, "Fuck, what did we do?" You know what I'm saying? Like, did we make the right? No, he knew he know. I think at that point in time, he knew they didn't make the right choice. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
it
There was
leaves it
two low
on.
key, so it wasn't all on one. But no, I know you. Yeah, not
It's
good.
a cliffhanger. Left it on a cliffhanger, and
Yeah,
definitely they're gonna come back with season 2, which I'll definitely be stoked to see. So,
dude. If we're doing
um,
spoilers, I gotta ask something. Finish this thought, but I gotta ask something too.
okay, yeah, no, go for it, dude. Go for it.
With Loki,
Okay.
I don't know if it's like a joke, and maybe they haven't really explained this enough. But what was crazy to me is like basically in this last, I guess what did we just finish? Phase 3 of Marvel before all these series. Like this is meeting
Phase
phase
3.
4.
This is phase 4. We're currently in
Yeah, yeah.
phase 4. Yep.
So end of it, like basically Infinity War, and then everything before that. The
Yeah.
main stuff was like Thanos and Infinity Stones, like the most powerful things in the universe.
Yep.
So what's up with those being at the TVA just as like toys, like not even a big deal? Like what, I guess my question is, so what does Kang or whoever have that's supposedly more powerful than that?
Well,
Which can like, you can snap your fist and half population and the entire universe is done.
I
So if
think
those are just like toys and they don't even care, is it that they don't know how to harness the power? Or is it there's something new that's going to happen? You get what I mean?
yeah,
Like
no,
what's more powerful than that?
so I think my prediction again, I'm just going
No, I know. I don't think
what I
I don't
think,
think
right?
they've said. That's why I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my prediction is that he had to let that happen for him to obtain something or find out about someone or something for him to learn. I don't know. He let it happen because
You're talking about Kang or
Kang,
whoever they're
I
going to
think
call him?
Kang, or
Yeah.
whoever's, I think it is going to be him, but he let this happen for specific reasons, and we'll find out why. I think down the road we'll find out why.
Yeah.
Because I mean, traveling through time and being able to manipulate time for one's benefit, I think that alone, just the sound of that, would be more powerful than Infinity Stones, aside from the time stone and all that to reverse time and all that. But it's like, is that the only limitation that it can go? I mean, there's so many things this way could go. This thing could go, right?
Well, that's what's super smart with multiverse stuff is you can have so many
Different versions of
storylines.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like you could have different variants to where you can
Bring
work
people
with
back if you wanted to, because
dude,
it's a different timeline. So
it's
they're not, they died, but they didn't.
it's
It's
going to be
smart.
so
It's super smart.
crazy. And I think the way they're introducing this, when they're playing that scene in Loki where the universe starts breaking apart. I mean, think about it. We're talking about the movies that are going to come out having to do with the multiverse. Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness. What is it? Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Spider-Man, No
Those
Way
are all
Home.
multiverse
I mean,
ones,
it's
right?
all equaling up to be where it has to do something with the multiverse at that point. This is where
Yeah.
we're going to get introduced to where there's so many different versions. And it's just so exciting to think about because obviously, I mean, not to go ahead and jump too far into another topic, but I want to stick to what you're saying though. The different versions of Spider-Man coming into play and actually seeing it on the big screen, dude. And they're hyping Spider-Man up so much to where it's gonna be like they're saying it's gonna be like Endgame / Infinity War level, like
Really?
mind blowing. So that's what they're saying. That's what I'm reading. I'm only going by off from what I'm seeing in the interweb. So I don't know, man. I'm stoked. I'm just so stoked to see something different. And I'm glad that they're doing this whole multiverse, adventure type style. So but with what you're saying though, it is crazy to think that they're just playing with the Infinity Stones like marbles, like they're whatever. They're
Well,
like,
that's
oh
just what
yeah,
I wanted. I'm
we're
like
just
the
using them
phase right.
paperweights.
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah. I'm like
crazy, dude.
this whole before phase 4 was just like, this is the most powerful thing.
Powerful
This
thing.
is like ever. And then they're just like, oh yeah, this is nothing.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
King is the leader, I keep calling him King just because it's easier, but
yeah,
if he's the head or whatever, and those are like nothing to him, I can't
dude.
even imagine
It just
what
shows you the
stuff
power.
they
I
have.
mean,
Yeah.
I think that alone should kind of give people a glimpse of how powerful this character really is. And in the comic, I saw a comic strip online where he actually kills Thanos. He grabs him by the neck and he's like, I'll show you the power that I contain. And he just freaking disintegrates him, like just leaving his skull. I'm like, yo, I
Whoa.
mean, that itself it should show you enough. He's not one to fuck with. So
Yeah.
no, man, it's true. So to him, the Infinity Stones are whatever, they're garbage. They're fucking little puny pebbles, like
Which
whatever,
is crazy. I'm just excited to see what is powerful then. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I know. So, and also we still have a couple more. What is it? Shows that are going to come out this later this year. She-Hulk,
Oh yeah.
Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, and I think those three. I think no, She-Hulk comes out next year, but Miss Marvel and Hawkeye, they're slated to come out before the end of this year.
So Miss Marvel, that's different from Captain
Captain
Marvel
Marvel, yes,
and
that is
different
different.
from the movie in the future called Marvels or the Marvels.
I think the Marvels is going to be um Captain Marvel and the other Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. That, like I
But the
said,
Miss Marvels you said is going to be a series.
yes, Ms.
Okay,
Marvel.
okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
I haven't heard as much about that one, but I have heard a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to look it up so I can give the peeps here listen to this episode um an accurate what is it schedule what's coming out. So far as I'm looking on here, WandaVision, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, What If the series, the animated series, which looks pretty cool, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel 2, The Eternals, Hawkeye, and She-Hulk. So
Is
far,
Shang-Chi part of the Eternals? Or we don't know that yet?
no, The Eternals is a whole different set movie. Shang-Chi has to talk about of the Legend of the Ten Rings. Do you remember in Iron Man,
He's
the
not part of
first
the
Iron Man,
Eternals. Okay, okay.
the first Iron Man where the terrorist group captures what is it Tony Stark, and they see
Yeah.
those symbols of like the little swords around this flag. They're
Yeah.
actually going to talk about that group.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's gonna somehow talk about that group in Shang-Chi, which it looks awesome. I actually can't wait to see that as well because in the trailer, and I know we're jumping off topics here, but
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
just so
It's my
stoked.
bad. We're going all
No, no,
over.
it's all good. No, it's all good. That's what it's all about. The fact that they're bringing the Abomination back, and we also get to see Wong in that movie from Doctor Strange, one of the sorcerers
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, they add little things like that. It's almost like they know how to sprinkle, like they know how to dice it with fucking extra spices. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just add this and this because my theory is they're gonna have the Abomination in She-Hulk somehow.
Ah,
So what's a good way to introduce the character? Like, all right, we're gonna add him here, but he's
yeah.
gonna play a role in this show. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, these guys are like one step ahead, like when they're doing this stuff.
That's
And
what I'm saying. Like Kevin Feige, and I would
dude,
give him credit because I don't know the other guys, but
mhm.
just to plan everything out with series and have it all connected and then
Oh,
go
dude.
back and like it's crazy. It's a lot of
Oh,
work.
dude, mwah, mwah. Dude, no, but I don't know,
What-
man. I mean, we can go for days talking about just all this stuff, and it's just
what-
exciting. I'm so
What's the
stoked.
next? Oh, 100%. 100%. Me too. What's the next
It's
movie? Is
the
it
next the next
like movie
movie.
movie?
I think it is Shang-Chi
That's what I thought. Yeah.
and Shang-Chi and Spider-Man before the end of this year in December.
Is it?
Yep. So
And then
Shang-Chi
Eternals
first,
is next year. Okay.
Eternals. I think it's the beginning of next year. I think. Man, you know what?
I
We're
think
gonna look
you're
it
right.
up. We're gonna look it up. No, we're
I
gonna
keep
look it up.
asking you all these hard questions. My bad.
Oh, dude, no. That's why you have Google, dude. That's why you have Google, and it shall provide. See, 2021 in order, just because we want to, like I said, give the peeps an accurate. So wait, that's crazy. So Shang-Chi was supposed to come out July 9th. Eternals is supposed to come out the 5th of this November 5th of this year. Then Spider-Man December 17th.
Hmm.
So yeah, so Shang-Chi, Eternals, and then Spider-Man. from what it says. I don't know if because they move stuff around too. That's the thing. They push back dates because, like I said, initially a lot of these movies were actually Spider-Man was supposed to come out this month.
Yeah.
So see, they're moving things around so much, but hey, man, I'm not complaining. They can hold off on it not too long, but push it out to where it's going to come out the way they want to make it or whatever. So,
which has been money. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's been right on the dot, except for Black Widow. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like about it is that the fact that they waited off on it too much, and then it's kind of like.
But it's hard to blame them for that because there's so much going on in the world. They're like, what? Yeah. It might not even been their call. They probably were like, you can't release this right now.
We're like, screw it. Let's just fucking release it on pay-per-view or something like that. Pay $60. I think people would have bought it straight up. I honestly think if they had the choice to do it then and there, like the day of, say, fuck it. Let's put it up. $50 if you want to rent it at home. I would have done it.
Yeah.
I would have done it straight up. No lie, no hesitation. Fuck it. Let's do it.
It might have not been ready for home. I don't know all the stuff they have to do to get it ready. Dude, I know they're getting quicker and quicker, but I bet it's not that complicated.
It would have been just overload. It wouldn't load up or anything like that.
Or we're just not ready. They would have been like, oh, we used to get like 2-3 months to like prepare this from movie theater to home. Now we got to do it in a day, a week. No,
you're telling me to do it the day before. Okay, yeah, let me crank it out real quick. Oh, dude, no, but yeah, man. Overall, we're stoked to see it. We're stoked to see what's to come for Phase 4. I think that's enough for this episode, man. Just because, again, this is just a new thing we're trying to do. Just because I want to deliver more content out to the love of the people that's been sticking around with it.
I want to give more content.
What's up?
I said I want to give more content.
Well, definitely.
I got you.
It's definitely, I think it's cool because, like I said, there is a big following with all these Marvel movies, and also want to talk about Star Wars too, dude. Which, oh my God, oh, they brought hope. They brought hope. All I can say, The Mandalorian so far.
Money, one of my favorite new shows.
Oh, dude,
if not my favorite.
The reactions on just, I mean, by now everybody's seen it, right? Fuck it. When Luke Skywalker shows up,
we're already spoiling other stuff.
Oh my God, dude, I was just like. It caught everybody off guard. I feel like they kept everything sealed tight to when that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it broke. I don't want to say it broke the internet, but a lot of people like.
I had no idea that was happening. Dude, I didn't read about it.
Oh, dude. I mean,
like ahead of time. I mean, yeah.
Hardcore Star Wars fans were just crying, dude, because they were so happy to see the legendary man himself, or legendary, Jedi Master himself.
Yeah.
Come back like in his prime. I think at that point he was in his prime, I would want to say, right?
He was.
Yeah. So, oh, dude, it was.
Well, that's the thing, because you see him in the newer 3 Star Wars movies. Luke,
but he's older and all that.
But he's older. He's not really doing anything. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and it's just now it opens so many possibilities with Grogu and all that. And dude, it's season 3 cannot be. I just want to.
I'm excited for Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan's gonna probably bring Vader.
Oh, dude, to see another fight with him and Vader.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, dude, you're getting me so hyped, dude. Oh, I'm already sweating just thinking about it. That's how much of a nerd I am. Dude. I swear, man. It's like, and it's hard to find people.
I am too. I don't care.
It's hard to find somebody that can jive with me and talk about this. So this is why it's awesome, and I love that we're doing this because it's just something cool to talk about. It's something like when somebody's so passionate about having these conversations about just shows that just I feel like it does mean a lot to me because it's like it's almost like reading a book. It's like I'm not really a huge fan of reading, but it's almost in comparison to where like the new Harry Potter came out and people are so stoked for the new series or whatever. That's just how I feel, but with shows and all that stuff, So
in the same way, I get it.
Storyline, so man. Yeah. But no, Disney overall, the mega powerhouse, the mouse, the mighty mouse, dude. He's
great job.
Oh man, he's straight up, man. No, I mean they're doing.
And they got Avengers Campus coming on. Or what do you call that?
It's already open
at Disneyland. Is it?
Yeah, it's open already. I definitely want to go check that out as well.
Same.
Oh man, dude. But I mean, I will end it off on that note. I mean, it's kind of hard to stop because I feel like the hamster wheel's spinning. But this will be it for this episode, and we'll definitely come back again and we'll see what we can chop it up and talk on whatever comes our way, man. I mean, we'll definitely have to, hone in on maybe one certain, I guess, show or subject or whatever you want to call it, and go from there and just see what we can deliver to the lovely people. But
Sure.
this is it for this episode. Catch us on our socials, which is I think no, the only one we can catch us on is on Instagram at the Tip Picture Podcast and on YouTube at the Tip Picture Podcast. And we're on every major streaming platform such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that jazz. Just Google us, we'll pop up. But till then, Tip Picture Podcast, we're out. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Peace.